Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. Today, we are tackling a massive bottleneck in the real estate world. You know that convenient little request a tour button you see on property websites? Well, a local agent recently gave us a pretty stern warning about it. You might think a buyer is just sending a quick note to one specific agent, but what actually happens behind the screen is a whole different story. Right, so that single click, it doesn't just go to one person. It often blasts that buyer's contact info out to several agents at basically the exact same second. For the buyer, it can be kind of overwhelming. Their phone just explodes with texts and calls from strangers. But for you, the real estate pro, it turns your business into a literal race. Speed to lead becomes absolutely everything here. The first helpful person to actually respond is usually the one who starts the conversation, books the showing, and ultimately gets the deal. Which sets up a very real, very frustrating dilemma. Picture this. You're sitting at the closing table with a couple, and they're finally ready to make an offer on their dream home. It's a critical moment. They need your absolute, undivided attention to navigate the contracts. But naturally, this is the exact moment your phone decides to blow up. A homeowner thinking about listing, a hot new buyer asking for a showing, texts, emails, all rolling in while you're right in the middle of this crucial meeting. Every single ping could be your next big commission, but you literally cannot walk away, right? You're doing the vital work that only you can do. But here's the rub. What happens while your phone is sitting there buzzing its way to voicemail? Sure, that highly qualified buyer might call you back later, but what about the homeowner who is actively interviewing 3 different listing agents? If you don't answer, they just look down at their list and dial the next number. It is a harsh truth in this industry, but most agents don't lose out because someone else has a better personality or more experience. They lose simply because someone else answered the phone first. It's a game of milliseconds where availability beats ability every single time. And this creates a massive gap between what people expect and what's actually possible. Think about this. A staggering 88% of customers today expect a response within just 1 hour. Yet, only about 30% of agents actually pull that off. Now, does that mean 70% of agents just don't care? Of course not. It means you're incredibly busy serving your current clients, driving safely to appointments, or running open houses. You literally cannot be in 2 places at once. So this leads to a pretty painful reality for a lot of real estate businesses. You're probably already paying thousands of dollars a month for marketing and lead generation, right? But the real tragedy isn't paying for the lead. The tragedy is paying heavily for it and then losing the opportunity entirely because absolutely no one was available to answer the phone when the prospect reached out. You're doing all this hard work to generate demand, but your bucket has a massive leak right at the point of contact. Well, that is exactly where our explainer takes a really exciting turn today. I want you to meet Sally. She is a polished, warm, and highly professional AI voice receptionist built specifically for real estate agents. When your phone rings and you're tied up, Sally steps right in. She is the ultimate solution to that speed to lead problem, making sure the very first voice a potential client hears is completely natural, super helpful, and incredibly responsive. Now, let's get the dynamic straight here. You, the real estate agent, are the hero of the story. You're the one building the relationships, negotiating the complex deals, and guiding families through huge financial decisions. Sally, she's your trusty sidekick. Her entire job is to make sure golden opportunities don't just vanish into thin air, while you're busy doing the superhero work that only you can do. She handles the front lines so you can handle the finish lines. So what exactly does she do? It's basically a seamless 5-step process that completely stops missed calls from becoming lost opportunities. First, she answers immediately, no ringing out to voicemail. Second, she speaks naturally. Third, she figures out if they're a buyer or a seller. Fourth, she captures all their contact info. And fifth, this is the real game changer, she actually books the next step on the calendar. She's totally proactive. To show you just how smooth this is, let's do a quick role play. Imagine you're in that crucial meeting with your buyers, giving them your full attention. Your phone rings. It's a homeowner. Because you're busy, Sally takes it. The caller says, "Hi, I'm thinking about selling my home in Woodway, and I wanted to ask a few questions." Now, instead of the frustration of a robotic voicemail beep, the caller gets a warm response right away. Sally replies naturally, "I'd be glad to help. May I have your name?" Instantly, she establishes a great, helpful tone and kicks off the intake process without missing a single beat. The caller says his name is Michael. Sally then effortlessly guides the chat to figure out what his specific needs are. She asks in a super welcoming voice, "Thank you, Michael. About how soon are you considering selling?" Michael says he's looking to sell within the next 60 days. Notice how seamlessly she's acting as a filter here? She's asking the exact same qualifying questions a great human assistant would ask to gauge the urgency of the lead. And here is where Sally absolutely shines. She doesn't just say, okay, I'll have the agent call you back. No way. She takes initiative. Based on his intent to sell, she says, I can help arrange a consultation with the agent. Would Thursday at 3 o'clock work for you? Michael agrees, and Sally locks it in. In just a few seconds, a potentially lost lead has been transformed into a concrete, scheduled consultation. Let's look at the aftermath once they hang up. Sally doesn't just leave you a messy, sticky note on your desk. She captures Michael's contact info, specifically tags him as a new seller lead, puts the consultation right onto your calendar, and drops a clean, incredibly clear summary straight to your phone. So you finish your successful meeting with your buyers, glance at your screen, and instead of a vague missed call, you see this summary card. A brand new, fully vetted seller lead already booked on your calendar, and you never even had to break eye contact with a client sitting right in front of you.
The big takeaway here is this: Sally does not replace you, not in the slightest. By taking over that immediate first response and the basic intake, she frees you up to stay totally present with your clients. You remain the trusted real estate professional. You are the one who's going to show up on Thursday at 3 p.m. to build rapport with Michael, price his home, and get it sold. Sally just sets the stage so you can perform.
Ultimately, what you should take away from this explainer is that Sally ensures your business keeps moving forward, even when you are completely unavailable. By answering instantly, getting the right info, and booking that next step, she helps you convert way more of the leads you're already paying to generate. It means drastically fewer opportunities slipping through the cracks and a much higher return on your investment. You finally have a way to conquer the speed to lead problem without sacrificing your in-person client service. If you are ready to stop losing listing opportunities to the agent down the street who just happened to answer their phone first, here's your next step. You can have Amaranth Marketing build a customized Sally specifically for your real estate business. Just call this number, 254-613-8203, to request your personalized demo. You'll actually get to hear exactly what your own buyers and sellers would experience when they call you. But answering the phone is really just the beginning of optimizing your business. Think about this for a second. What happens when a potential client doesn't call, but instead visits your website at midnight on a Saturday, and they want answers right then and there? Are they just staring at a static list of properties, or is your business actively engaging them? Join us for our next explainer, where we'll reveal why your website needs to do way more than just display listings. Until then, ask yourself, if your business goes to sleep the exact moment you do, how many life-changing opportunities are you losing in the dark? You won't want to miss our next deep dive.